I understand. I was doing that at the same time.
Just open up windows in a spaceship.
Windows 7400.
That's like 600 years ago, dude.
No, I mean edition number 7400 of Windows.
Right. If they were following their normal scheme of by year. Instead of jumping to 7 and Vista and 8.
Also, hello.
And
We had a chicken in the fridge that was going bad situation. So sorry, we're a couple minutes late.
No, that's okay.
I literally just got on too because of the whole snow thing.
Everyone was late.
like-
it was fine.
it's like don't starve. Your chicken
We're
was
like-
actively going bad, and you had to.
Well, it was like, our fridge smells bad. As we put in our new groceries, let's see if we can figure out why. And then we opened the Tupperware container, and Ben and I both almost puked. So,
Ah.
okay, well, I almost puked. So,
Well,
So it
my
wasn't-
hard and fast deadline of 9 is slowly going the other direction, so we should be fine because, like I
Is
said, we
her
have 3 inches
flight-
of snow.
Yes!
Right now it's delayed like an hour and a half.
oh,
Yes! Alright, so let's
Alright.
get started. I
Most
think Nick
convenient delayed flight ever.
fact.
you should
Don't
just-
tell Caitlin we said that, though. I
Oh,
bet
I'll
she
tell
doesn't
Caitlin.
feel that way.
It's probably okay though. They're still trying to get the roads cleared. It's kind of a madhouse out there. It took me an hour, 45 minutes to get from campus to my house.
For 3 inches of snow?
I got stuck behind the plows.
Okay, but
We
it's
won't-
only 3 inches, right?
It is. The problem is, this morning, it rained.
Uh-huh.
It rained. So it's 3 inches of
icy
snow
underneath.
plus a layer of ice that is frozen
Yeah,
underneath.
that'll do it.
Pretty horrible.
Alright. So, Nick, you were saying to, Nate?
Yeah. Well, Nate was decrypting my data tablet. I think.
Right, he was trying to log into
Going out to get 400 experience or whatever it is.
well, it is a difficulty 10 without the proper equipment.
So.
Well, you can try. Yeah, that's fine.
Nick has a encrypted data tablet.
Yeah.
Why?
Backstory, bro. Backstory.
Is Nick gonna?
Backstory, bro.
Nick, are you gonna assist me?
I. Are there buttons on the data tablet like that you can't actively like manipulate with my hands? Because otherwise, I probably
it's
don't.
gonna
You
be
can assist
one
me
that
by
you're
giving
just
me
like.
context clues as to why you have this data tablet.
I don't think that's enough. I think someone
Okay.
with at least computer training could do it,
Yep.
but they'd have
Okay.
to at least have computer training.
Dang it!
All right, so you take a crack at it for a few hours, and you're just like, oh man, this is stumping me. Maybe if I had some of those newfangled algorithms to assist you, because this is technology that's beyond what you've really seen much of before.
I hear Arbor Vitae very good tech. We go there to decrypt. Good.
Okay.
Good try, Nugget. Appreciate
Ben.
it.
Yeah.
No problemo, amigo.
What?
Oh, Nugget. It's just getting more hickish as he lives. All right, so let's continue with. So at some point, all of you hear this weird, slow, loud sound coming from the cockpit. If any of you sort of
Oh, yeah,
investigate, the tree is head jamming to Metallica. Only it's at tree speed, so it's very slow. It's like he's nodding. The music's super slow. It's almost painful to watch. And then you see Nugget join in, and they're just sort of head banging, which looks like head nodding. They're kind of like falling asleep, it seems like, and then waking back up, and falling asleep, then waking back up.
It's like Dragon Force, but at like 60 beats per minute.
Yeah, yep.
Or less.
Right, and for some reason this song, I don't know, maybe he put it on a loop on this thing, but it just keeps going.
Great.
When I have my fill of headbanging, Jeff, I turn it off and say, sick. I can't say sick beats in a hick accent. Let me say sick beats. You can't do it. It's not a thing. So, Jeff, what are we doing?
Right now,
We're on our way. We're role playing.
so I sent some
We have
messages.
12 days to roleplay
Yeah.
if we want to say anything to each
And
other.
any messages I sent you in terms of like messages happen when you get to the Yggdrasil system, and then you have a day before you get to the planet Arbor Vitae. Before that, we're going to do some backfilling, and you have 12 days in drive space because Nugget screwed up. And so we kind of want an insight of what you guys would be doing.
Nugget kind of sucks so far, I would say.
What?
Nugget has kind of sucked so far, except for saving Tree.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Nick, you wouldn't understand the concept of distance in space, and so you'd probably just be like, "Oh, it's far."
That's true.
So yeah, apart from that, attempting to decrypt that tech level 5 encryption, what else are people doing? Or does anyone want to strike up a conversation with anyone else?
Our cat just
I
blew
would
out
like
a
to
candle.
talk to Ben.
Our house smells so bad, and the cat just came by and put her tail in the candle holder until it went out.
I'm mostly glad she didn't catch on fire.
Well, there was smoke coming up, and I thought maybe her tail was on fire, but it wasn't.
There goes one of our 3 candles.
Excellent.
Actually, there goes one of our 3 cats.
She's weird.
All right, so Nate, talking to Ben.
Mr. Reid, this is a pretty nice ship you have here. How did you come upon it?
Yes, I took out a loan to buy it. I own pretty much the entire value of the ship to something. Jeff, what do I owe it to?
The Golden Monkey Corporation or GM
Yes.
Corporation?
Yes, the Golden Monkey Corporation, of course. I have been looking for a crew to aid me in performing various tasks, shipping, that sort of thing, to earn money to pay it off. I would be happy to allow. He kind of looks skeptically at Shassoon, but and then he looks at the other 2 of you, I guess, and maybe at 3. Like, I suppose all of you to buy into a portion of the ship. You would, of course, need to assume a portion of the debt as well.
Well, Mr. Reid, I've always dreamed of owning a starship. I'm on my way with promise of business to Arbor Vitae, but I tell you what, if it doesn't work out, I might take you up on that offer.
I guess he.
Shutdown number 1. Who wants to shut him down next?
No, sorry, I'm still writing a message because you didn't answer all the questions I need you to answer.
Well, I mean, I answered questions, and then I had a
Right, but
question.
not all of them that I needed you to answer. Jeff, I land the ship and I kick them all off and fly away.
You're in space for like a few more days.
I kick them all out the airlock. No free
Okay.
ride.
Just trying to
Good
see
try.
you kick Megan out the airlock. She killed like 85 people. He's like 2 levels above you.
I say, I believe I have a contact on this planet who could provide us with some work, but if none of you are interested in going in on this business venture with me, then I will be happy to let you off and go on my way.
Are we all participating in this conversation? I thought that it was just you and Nate. Am I there?
Oh, maybe not.
Yes, I'm there.
I mean,
I'll be there.
I mean, you would assume that it was just Nate and you, since Nate sought you out.
Like I said, Mr. Reid,
Conversation anyway, unless we're gonna do it all individually.
right.
I think my chances of having business on Arbor Vitae are pretty small, but I won't know until we jump out of hyperspace and I receive messages.
As you like.
Okay. Do you speak to another crew member about...
I think it's much simpler just to have the conversation all at once.
Right.
Sure, that's fine. Does anyone want to pipe in then, or...
Shassoon go to Arbor Vitae, get decrypt, then need travel sector. Me go on ship. May need to leave at some point there.
Batting 1,000, Ben.
I am.
What's going on?
If take debt, give back when leave.
I don't think that's how debt works.
I will, of course, let you assume a portion of the debt, exchange for a portion of the ship's earnings. But if you were to leave the ship's crew, then you would lose your stake in the ship.
Why you know keep debt, me give part of money.
I can do that, but then I will have to take a higher cut of your portion of the earnings.
Fair, me no really need money except find answers.
Sorry, I missed what you said, Nick.
I don't really need money except to find answers. When Shassoon returned to own world, he build own things. Money insignificant.
Well, if you choose not to take a portion of the ship's earnings, then of course you would not need to take any responsibility.
Shassoon may need some money to follow before he returns to world, but does not, I don't think, need to assume debt. Smaller cut of money is okay with Shassoon.
It will be vastly reduced. We owe a very significant debt.
As long as Shassoon, Shassoon have money to do what Shassoon needs to do, and maybe depend on help from new friends.
Okay.
Good.
So at this point, I feel like you just gained an indentured servant.
Pretty much.
That's... As long as you're sort of going his direction, he's indentured at this point.
Shassoon okay with this. Works for Shassoon.
This is the problem with your people, Nick. Ah.
Yeah. Money isn't really high on Shassoon's priority list. Dang.
Okay. And what does Megan have to say?
So interestingly enough, you say we have the debt, but I am pretty sure this is your ship. So it's your debt.
As I said, if you want to be involved in the business operations of the ship, you are going to have to take on responsibility for a portion of the debt. It will, of course, be a reduced share in comparison to mine, since I am ultimately the primary holder of the loan and as well the primary operator of the business.
It seems to me that you could use someone with skills that I have. Are you saying that once the debt is paid, that we would own part of your ship?
You would own a portion of the ship and the business that goes along with it, and thus a portion of the profits.
I'll have to ponder. I
As you
don't
like.
necessarily know if I like the idea of taking on debt for someone else, but I'll consider it.
As you like, you may consider the value of the business proposition. I can pay someone for much less than the value of you taking on the debt, so it's unlikely that I will keep you on board if you are not interested in this arrangement.
Or you could just pay us a salary.
I could pay you a salary.
I will let you guys
But it
know
would be-
that. So a salary for like a first level or an expert with a 1 in a a 0 in a skill is like 5 credits a day. So
Not very much.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, like if you're a crew person, you maybe get 300 to 600 credits a month, regardless of the take, right? So that's the risk reward that you're looking at, right? You could get some really good jobs and make like 50,000 credits a piece, or there could be a couple months before you make any money, depending on what you do, how you do things, etc.
We do owe a $10,000 payment on the debt each month.
Yes. Spaceships are expensive, and the things that they do bring in a lot of credits because
Right.
spaceships are expensive.
Right, so I say that I might consider keeping you on or hiring someone to take your place as ship needs, but assuming a portion of responsibility for the debt will, of course, expand your earning potential quite significantly.
Okay. Anyone can pipe in with any comments they have or anything like that. And then we can continue with what you would be doing over this time.
I'm not going to be able to make a decision until I can contact my employer.
What about you get money too?
Something like that.
I mean, where get money? Question mark.
Ah, right. Warg just looks at you and says, I decline.
Oh.
As you like, my vegetable friend.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right. So you enter the system. You guys get blasted with the emails that you have. And then you blast back whatever response is there that we've been talking on Facebook, some of you more than others. And you can continue expanding upon those right now if you'd like. It is a 24-hour journey to the planet from the spike jump location. Because essentially how it works is there's planets in a system, but you have to be so far away from the system to be able to use the spike jump, as those are where the coordinates are for safety. So you're never like spike jumping on a planet because that's just going to kill everybody.
But you could in a pinch because of the fractional refresh rate of shields.
You could at like a -4 to your navigation. You could with a -4 to your navigation, which is actually
I've seen it
terrible.
in a movie.
Yes. I mean, you could with a -4 to your navigation. It's just much safer.
So when I get my message, I go to I go back to. Well, actually, I don't really care who's around. I go to Nugget, but if other people are around, I don't particularly care if they're here or not. I ask him, you ever pay for computer skills?
Not really. I'm pretty good myself, so I haven't had any need.
Hmm. Someone say they hack my data slate for 200 credits. Seem fair?
I don't know, because I've never played this game before. But considering a noob gets paid 50 credits, I guess that's not crazy. But what do I know in this topsy-turvy world?
Okay. I go to Reid and ask him the same thing since he's all ritzy and seems to be able to buy things. You know how much it costs to hack data slate? Reid?
No, that's highly unlikely.
Dang it.
In fact, at least a couple hundred, if you find someone. And that's for them to attempt. I mean, it's not guaranteed that they'll crack it.
I do imagine that I can find you someone to do that and negotiate with some degree of leverage one way or another to have your data slate unencrypted.
Okay. I show Reid the message that I got that says that somebody is willing to do it for 200 credits and will provide a drop-off point if I confirm that I want to do that.
How does somebody know that you need
I
your
don't
data
know. I
slate?
show the
He
next
asked that. That was the best.
the next message was that they know it was easy to find me apparently. So I don't know the answer to that. I know no. They're very secretive. If you find people you trust, I'd rather they do.
Shassoon, you seem like a nice fellow. If I were you, I would be very suspicious of simply receiving a unsolicited message asking if you would like your data slab to be unencrypted. Perhaps it would be better.
Again, you find people you trust, I'd rather they do.
Yes, that seems like a good idea.
Good.
In fact, Nugget thinks he could go through his emails right now with a message saying that exact thing from the University of Nebraska.
Also, Nugget, you have good hacker friends?
I don't have any friends. I'm kind of a loner.
More likely Reid find friends then.
I would think so. He's got a pretty mouth.
Good. So I leave it up to Reid then to find
Then
a
I find you at some point during the 24 hours. Mr. Reid, I think I'd like to discuss that business proposition. It turns out that my work that I was coming here for didn't really pan out. Would you be interested in my services?
You seem relatively competent despite your somewhat backwards way of speaking. As it stands, I suppose I would be happy to have you as a equity holder in the ship. As I said before, the debt is right around 1 million credits. I would not, of course, require you to take an equal share of that, but in return you would not earn an equal share of the profit.
Well, once we figure out which of these other folks are doing this, we can crunch the numbers, so to speak.
That seems like a reasonable approach.
if we do enter this business arrangement, I would like to have a title. I'd like to be known as Captain Nugget of the whatever this is, the
Faded Lily.
Faded Lily. Being as I'll be the one flying the ship around.
Not the Faded Lily. The Faded Lily was the big ship we were on. If you would like to be referred to as Captain Nugget, I see no problem with that, provided you understand that your position is at best one of equals and not one of command upon the vessel.
Agreed. I always just thought that title sounded pretty neat.
As you like.
As you like.
Okay.
Shassoon agree to no agreement until data slate hacked. Not leave planet.
Okay. So, as the conversations wind down, unless anyone has any other conversations?
I have something to say.
Oh,
Perfect. Yeah.
Was that a yes? Sorry, she was a little soft.
Sorry, we have two mics, so I turned mine off. So I come find you.
I don't think it's big.
Oh, what?
Oh, we've been discussing.
You come find me? Like, the
We're back.
GM?
yep.
Try again.
Okay. I come find Reid
Reid.
and let you know. For the time being, it seems that staying with the ship is a good plan for me. What exactly are you thinking as far as buy-in?
I had thought to offer the rest of the crew minority ownership position, such that each of you would own a portion of the debt equal to your share of the profits, totaling half, and I would, as the primary holder of the loan in the business, keep the other half and the other half of the debt. So as many of you as would like to participate are welcome to split the 50% the other way.
Alright. I don't know how long I'll stay, but for now.
As you like. Nugget? Captain Nugget?
Captain Nugget, reporting for duty, sir.
Mick Captain Nugget.
Are you comfortable with a 250,000 credit debt in exchange for 25% of the equity in company attached to this ship?
Jeff, what would happen if we were delinquent on a payment? Would bounty hunters be after us? Is that how this works
Potentially.
in this world?
Potentially, yeah. But,
Okay.
I mean,
I lay out the financials of it, like we need to make this much payment each month.
Yeah.
Here are the terms
Does
blah blah blah.
Mr. Reid, do you think it's reasonable that we'll be able to recuperate those? I don't know.
I expect that with proper financial planning and an effort to make sure we set aside money to make a couple months' payments so as not to leave ourselves high and dry if business is slow, we should have no problem consistently meeting the payment.
I take my
Not
hand
all
and
taking a profit.
I take my hand and I spit in it and then reach it out to you to shake my hand.
I grimace but shake his hand.
wonderful. Alright, so you're getting near Arbor Vitae. You hear over the comms. Please identify yourself. Please send in your... any of this stuff, you know. Essentially your ship's registry.
Is that something that typically the pilot would do?
Or anyone who's manning, like, comms or something. Anyone can do it from a terminal.
I come over the comm to the rest of the crew and say, it is possible that our vessel has been implicated in whatever misfortune. Well, we know which misfortune befell the fated Lily. It's possible that the authorities here will want us for questioning.
I come back.
All right.
So what should I do, Mr. Reid?
Well, given that we haven't taken the precautions to mask our identity or anything to that extent, we may just have to hand over our information and hope that either they don't care what happens in their non-sovereign space, or that we can talk our way out of whatever trouble is waiting for us.
If there's talking out of it, you should probably come up to the bridge and handle that kind of stuff.
Of course. Why don't we transmit our documents, and if they have more questions, then we can deal with it from there.
Sounds reasonable. And then I give them whatever they ask for, Jeff.
All right. So there's a pause, and he's just like, the executor.
That is incorrect.
No, that's what's on the registry.
This ship is titled the Nova, I believe, sir.
He's like, no, it says here it's the executor.
Dish.
War turtle, yes. So he's like, well, yes, well, who's the captain of the executor? Am I speaking to him?
Our captain is named Captain Nugget. If you're asking for the owner of this vessel, there are 3 of us on board with various shares of equity.
There's another small pause, and then you hear the comm click back on. Okay. We've mapped out a descent here for you. Go ahead and just park it right there. Dock fees are 200 credits a day.
If you don't mind, sir, I had a landing destination in mind already.
We're gonna have you land in that particular destination if you would.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, that's really the only operational port at this time, sir.
Is that consistent with my understanding of the way planets work?
With this planet, possibly. I mean, the number of IO are only in about 100,000 range.
Okay. I would like to
so-
land, if possible, somewhere where I can go and visit my contact.
So your contact is in the city.
Okay.
It would be hard to land a ship in the city. Kind of awkward.
But, like, obviously in a port.
Right. So it appears
So-
that there's only one port in this particular system that's running. I mean, you could ditch them and look for a port if you really want to.
That's
But
fine.
that might be a little more aggressive, if you
No,
so to
that's
speak.
fine.
Okay, so you're directed to Gate 7C.
Okay.
You land. I'm just going to keep throwing numbers out there so you jot them down for no reason. And it appears that there is some strange blue vehicle that's sort of sitting there waiting for you. and through the cameras you can see figure step out. It is clearly an I thought alien, and just sort of like smoothly walks over and sort of waits for the ramp to come down.
Okay. I mean, I guess when we land, I let people grab their stuff and whatnot. But I do have a contact on this world who we could meet and could potentially help us with Shassoon, there's Data Slab, and perhaps help us find some work. If you would gather your things and leave the ship to visit him, I'm sure that the docking fees we can take care of, and we can deal with whatever trouble might find us here. If you don't want to bring along your personal belongings, I'm sure they'll be safe on the ship.
Yeah, I leave my games on the ship. Don't need them.
Tree sort of gets up and he's just waiting next to the door. Just do.
I just grab my stuff and get ready to head out.
Same.
Okay.
Alright, you lower the ramp.
So you lower the ramp, and there, standing in front of you, is a slim-looking, in some sort of uniform that's mostly blue, with a red stripe across the shoulder. And you hear in your minds, "Welcome to Arbor Vitae," or that's what we should say.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is
of
Reid.
the female
Reid.
descent.
What? Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Reid. My friends just call me Reid. We've noticed there's been some consternation when we sent over our identification for the ship. Could you explain why that might be?
Could you say that again, Ben? Sorry.
I ask her, I tell her that we've noticed there seems to be some consternation amongst the flight control crew, and our arrival seems to have generated a little bit of
lots of stuff.
Controversy.
Because
And I ask why that would be.
I'm sorry again, Ben. Give me a second.
Okay.
Sorry, Ben was trying to talk to me. I love you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I just tell her that we've noticed that the our arrival has created some consternation amongst flight control crew and that sort of thing, and we wonder why that might be.
The I thought just looks at you, and then just says, "Anyhow, here is your warrant," and just hands you what appears to be sort of a piece of paper, piece of future paper.
Okay.
And then just says, normally we say "have a nice day," and then just sort of turns around, gets back in the car, and drives off.
Okay. I read the paper, I guess.
The paper is a warrant for you to be at a hearing in a week's time, and it is
it's more
very
of a summons than a warrant.
it's a warrant. It's clearly a warrant. You look at it, and it's with all of your criminal backgrounds. This is a legal warrant for you to be bound in a courtroom with shackles. However, it is like wrought with nice language and optimism.
Shackles on a 5 planet? I would think they'd have some special
They're energy shackles.
Oh, okay.
and it says, "Please attend." You know, on the 8th of February.
Okay. I just like fold it gently and put it in my like pocket or whatever.
Okay. So where do you
And I
guys go?
turn to the rest of the crew and say, it may be that we should limit the duration of our visit to this planet.
Seems mighty reasonable.
All right.
The tree just starts walking away at this point.
Bye-bye, Mr. Roro.
Where are you
My
going?
friend.
Mind if I'm making your acquaintance?
He waves and he just replies to Reid, "I have job."
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I was.
Would not want to keep you from job.
You are not interested in buying into the ship. You are still welcome to stay on as a member of the crew. We can pay you a generous wage.
Job is more important.
As you like.
Secret job. And then he starts walking a little bit. Yeah.
Jeff, I not very quickly at all, I catch up to him and exchange email addresses and or whatever
Are
people
you
do
like
in these
huffing and
days.
puffing?
No, because he walks half speed. So
Oh,
I
yeah, right.
stop, I smell some roses, walk a little bit farther, comb my hair, and walk a little bit farther and catch up with him. And then
There are no
give him
roses
money.
here.
Fine.
Yep.
I swap email addresses though.
He gives
Whatever the
you
equivalence is.
he gives you his ID tag for the
Yeah.
comm device.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah, if I had him as a Facebook friend.
Yep. Spacebook.
Of course there's Facebook. Okay, that's fine. So Wararuga exits the scene.
Oh.
What is everyone else doing?
I just hail a cab or whatever to take me/us to meet IHH3.
Okay, that will be, what is a cab? Like,
Oh god.
we'll say, 2 credits apiece.
Yes, I can afford that. Apparently.
Wait, what do we have to pay for?
2 credits apiece for a cab.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
All right, so it drives you into the city. As you go, you see various humans going about their business. You pass by Wararug, who's just sort of walking along. Eventually, you get to the shinier part of the city, and you see more humans. And the oddest thing is you see an I thought just like every now and then. But not very often. You see human kids out and about with like their families, but you don't see any like small I thought aliens. So as you're traveling along, you're sort of noticing these little nuances of the differences of these societies, probably. And you make your way to this sort of tall tower thing, and you're directed inside to the 7th floor.
Alright. Yeah. So we go to their office or whatever, I guess.
Inside, there appears to be a human bouncer that asks you what your business is.
My name is Reid. My friends just call me Reid, and one of my friends works here. I'm here to visit him.
And he crosses his arms and is like, "Who is that friend?"
I thought IHH3.
He sort of squints, looking at the entire group of you, his gaze lasting longest on Shassoon, then second longest on Nugget. And he turns around and he goes into a back room, and he comes back out after a couple minutes, and he's like, Mr. IHH3, we'll see you now.
Well, while he's back there, I turn to Reid and I say, "Seems very suspicious. Sure we trust friend?"
I have had many dealings with. Oh, here, do that. I've had many dealings with IHH3. I'm sure he's quite trustworthy and can provide us with the information we need.
Excellent. Good friend.
Right.
Okay, that was all.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys walk inside. It's sort of dim with some overhead lighting. It's kind of like a pod inside of here, which is kind of strange. And sitting at sort of a half circular desk, you see an iThought, and he's just sort of looking at a clearly unfinished Rubik's cube and just staring at it.
Jeff, what do iThoughts look like?
They look like Protoss.
Oh, okay.
For someone who doesn't know what that means.
So they're very slim, humanoid. Their faces are kind of elongated. They don't have any mouths though, and their eyes. Their eyes are kind of longer than most eyes, I guess.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except
Okay.
They weren't clothes, I'm sure.
Oh, I guess I could just show a.
I've got one for her. Oh. That's Artanis. I greet IHH3 in the traditional manner of the iThought. Whatever that is.
You come up.
I wildly wave my arms above my head and
It's simply a simple nod.
Entaro Tassadar.
You just nod.
Aradun.
And you hear in your head just a difficult, isn't it?
What is it that you mean, friend?
He's looking back at the Rubik's Cube.
Yes, these things can be quite a bother. I, lean forward and I go to pick it up and then I stop and may I?
You just get a simple yes.
Alright, I pick it up and I solve the Rubik's Cube.
Alright, do a gambling, I guess.
Gambling.
Skill of
All right.
games.
Gambling.
Yeah.
There's no
I see
problem solving skill.
With intelligence.
Yeah, with intelligence. I don't think there is a problem solving skill.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so you get so close, but it's one of those where it's like, why is the centerpiece a different color everywhere?
As you said, my friend, these are quite difficult, and I just put it back down.
He just looks at it and he's like, it looks good.
It's true. You will notice that I intentionally placed the wrong color in the center of each side. Some people prefer to put the same colors entirely on each side, but I find that to be somewhat simplistic and not particularly difficult, really. So I have gone ahead and solved it in this alteration, or this different way.
He just says, I don't understand.
Well,
And then
as
just looks
know,
at you and says, so,
our races have very different understandings of the world.
yes.
Yes.
So, you're here.
Indeed. We have come into possession of a ship. I acquired it in the business transaction not long ago. I had you provide some information about the ship, and I do have a couple other questions that it may be that you can help us with. The first thing is, many of us are somewhat bereft of our possessions. We had to make a rather quick exit from the Fading Lily. You may have heard about what happened there. And we could probably use some resupply, rearming, that sort of thing. I may have some items which could interest you, and in exchange we could use some service, and as I said, some new equipment. I know that you are a man with access to such things.
He says, you mean I am of the male origin?
Yes, not what I meant, but you're on the right track. Your gender was not particularly relevant to the conversation at hand. It's just that our spoken language of English requires gendered pronouns
English.
in conversation. The focus was more on the exchange, potentially, of the items I have in my possession for items and information that might be in your possession.
He says, I can offer credits for things worth credits.
Of course.
And I can sell you things for credits that are worth credits.
Yes. That is what I meant. You put it much more succinctly and much more understandably than I ever could have, frankly.
It's just no emotion, no response for that. Just
Okay. He gets up to put his pizza in the oven.
Don't forget the extra cheese.
Without forgetting the extra cheese.
And he just looks at the group of you, and then Nick, and only Nick, you hear, you might die.
I might die?
Did you say that out loud?
No, is that what you said?
Yeah, he says to only you, in your mind, you might die.
I try to talk back to him in my mind.
Nothing happens.
What? I totally talk back to him in my mind. And I say, I think this very hard, Jeff, that everyone dies someday, but me hope not die soon.
He
Then
doesn't.
he responds, because I'm a psyker.
No.
Darn it, I really tried hard.
And he simply broadcasts to everybody. So what would you like to buy? Or what transaction would you prefer?
I had a couple things in mind, my friend. First, I have need of a couple of things. As I said, I would like some. I don't know about my friends, but I would like a couple of new weapons that I hope you have access to, which I can, of course, pay for. If you have some connections to some individuals with particular computer skills, we have a couple of items which we could use some computer work done on. And also, if you perhaps need any services, we have a ship that's capable of carrying quite some tons of whatever material you might need moved. I know that you are a person who who has need of surreptitious movements of various supplies from time to time.
He just sort of broadcasts your mind. Display the items. State
What item?
your intention. You said you had items that you were looking to sell, essentially, right?
Oh, well, I said that originally, but I didn't say it in that block of text.
Yeah, well, he's catching up. He says something equivalent to your intentions, but he really means, what do you want to purchase? And then he says that there are 10 tons of something. And the destination is Grimhild. So 10 tons of something to Grimhild.
That is certainly well within our ship's capabilities. What would be the compensation for performing this task?
30,000.
Is there
and
anything we should know? Go ahead.
And credentials.
Of course. So, given that we need some sort of fake credentials, I feel comfortable assuming that these materials are quite sensitive in some way.
Maybe. You know that with your criminal so high, that Grimhild is like the shady planet. So, I mean, credentials there are a pretty good thing by default. So on this one, it would be a toss-up whether or not that it's a shady dealing. It's just you don't really want to give your name out on Grimhild, because someone will probably stab you in the back.
Gotcha. I look at the rest of the I mean, I'm thinking how far away that is. Oh. Anybody?
What did you say? Sorry.
I said, can anyone who's not currently putting a piece in the oven tell me, like, how far away that is?
Oh.
How far away? What is?
Heck no,
Grimhild.
because they're not on the right map.
Oh. That would make it trickier.
Grimhild, is that what you said?
It's 4 hexes away.
Okay.
Wait.
Which one is that?
Yeah, what?
I guess I...
Yep, it is 4 X's away. Confirmed.
Mm.
look around to the rest of the people and ask if this is a job they're interested in taking up.
Maybe. Depends on what's on data slate.
the next thing that we need, my friend, we're most likely interested in moving these materials for you. If you have a referral for an employee who could equip my friend here's data slate, we do need to get that done before we can leave the planet. I also have an item which I would like to have looked at.
He motions for you to set it on the table for him to
The
take.
data slate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it there.
Does Reid put his there as well? I take
Yeah, I
it?
put mine there as well.
Okay. He looks at Reid's and is just like, simple. He looks at Shassoon's and says, advanced. And then he just points back to the simple one and he's like, 150. And he points to the advanced one, 300.
My friend Shassoon has quoted you a price of 300 credits to disencrypt or unencrypt your data slab. I realize that is higher than the price you were quoted. However, I believe that we can trust him to a greater extent than some random person who messaged you while we were in transit here. Do you have the credits to cover the 300 he requires?
Yes. Yes.
Or do you intend to accept his offer?
Shassoon will do this. Yes.
Okay.
Cool. I ask him for a mag pistol and a mag rifle.
He quotes you exactly how the book quotes,
Perfect.
without like a single cent deviation.
Okay. And in exchange, I can offer you these, and I produce the set of mind blades from my pocket.
He's like, I don't understand.
I would like to sell you these as well, and then with part of those credits, pay you the price that you just quoted. The rest of the credits.
You see him kind of struggling, and then he's just like, 2,000.
I'm afraid that the value of these mind blades is quite a bit higher than that.
And he sort of flips it over and shows you that the serial code's been scripted off.
Well, of course they have, but you're a dealer in illicit weapons.
And he says, yes, and my price on these are 2,000.
Perhaps we will have to leave the exchange of credits and weapons to another day. We are, of course, happy to accept your services in decrypting the data slab.
He
And
says, okay.
we will get back to you shortly as regards the transportation of your material.
Jeff, how does what is currency? Is it all digital? Is it credit chips?
It's practically digital unless you're on like a planet that doesn't have anything that's digital. Then it's in gold. That's equivalent.
Okay.
There is sort of like a unified exchange that upkeeps it. So rule of thumb in the game is it's like the super bank that you don't touch. You can try. However, all GMs strongly suggest not to.
Right.
Yeah. So the first one is for the tech level 5. And he just like hits like 2 buttons and it unlocks.
What?
Yeah.
Amazing.
He crushed it with a 16.
Plus 4,
Yeah, he had +4. Um, and then he takes a look at the simple one, and it takes him a little bit more work, but he eventually cracks it. I don't know if you guys are gonna read it yet or just continue on with what you're doing.
So how do I read this thing? Is it like something I have to plug into my compad, or does it just like?
So a data slab is like an iPad type thing. So
Oh,
you can read it there if you'd like. It'll take you a while to get through all of it, but
absolutely, Jeff. I read it there while I so that we can respond to his offer in an appropriate, timely manner. Hey, Jeff, is there like a chair in this place?
no, there's not. Except for the one he's sitting in.
We just all stand there looking at our data slabs.
Okay, Jeff, I go like and sit up against the wall on the floor and just start reading my data slab.
Okay. It is largely sort of like transactions of humans from one planet to another, and you are surprised that that you're seeing every planet that you could ever imagine, because you don't know very many planets, are listed here.
Is this planet listed there?
Oh yeah, this planet is listed there.
What does it say about this planet, Jeff?
It just has the numerical value of the amount of slaves.
Does it say who the purchaser was?
No, it does not.
Interesting.
If you take more time to examine all the raw data, you might get some more details out of it. But that might be a couple days of examining it.
Okay.
At this rate.
Where's that other planet that we're supposed to go to?
Grimhild.
Grimhild? Yep. Is that planet on there, I assume?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I stand back up and I go to read, and I say, I have many things to read, but Grimhild seem important. We go there, okay.
That is good to hear, friend Shassoon. Tell me, player of games, have you ever heard of the ancient board game of Earth called Martian Rails, ironically?
No.
What?
But
I see. Well, you may be interested to learn that in this game, you attempted to carry product from one location to another, and do this many times over in the most efficient way possible. This makes me think now that we should attempt to find more things that we can pick up here and take to the vicinity, or indeed to Grimhild itself.
Interesting. You try be efficient.
Exactly,
To soon respect efficient.
as you should.
You take as few bantha trips as possible, one place to another. Otherwise, bantha gets tired.
Yes, something along those lines. The ship in this case doesn't get tired, but it does cost fuel and money to replenish the life support and that sort of thing, as well as time, of course. We do need to make a payment on our loan each month, and any wasted time is, well, as you know, time is money.
You
may not know
say
that.
you say must leave planet quick.
In the next 6 days.
Then you say stay.
I'm not so much saying to stay, but I try to address the whole group with this. If we can find any other business that might take us to Grimhild before we leave, we could try to kill more than one bird with one stone, as they say.
Okay.
Space bird.
I ask the I thought guy. What was his name again?
IHHE or HH3. Sorry.
IHH3. Question. You know of? Oh crap! What are my people called now? Kalai? Called something like that.
Clelo.
Clelo. Yes, Clelo. They're so Clelo. You know Clelo on this planet?
What is a Clelo?
Ah, big, tall, furry.
A human? He
No,
says objectively.
furry. Furry all over, not just parts furry.
The male species. Okay.
You know people trade other creatures, not pets.
I do not. I trade in objects.
You know anyone who might know things about this?
Do a persuade.
Oh man, I'll bet I am the most persuasive. Actually, I probably am pretty persuasive. I'll bet. Actually, I want to think about that. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to roll on my character sheet. I forgot how all this works now. Been days. Roll. That's on charisma, I assume.
Yes.
Did I win?
Yes. So, he looks at you and he's like, You may be looking for someone. And he describes that you can take your inquiry and put it at a particular drop-off point, which just so happens to reside, Nick, to where your contact said to drop off the data pad with.
Oh, they didn't send me a drop-off point. Remember, they said that they would send me one.
Oh, they would send you one? Then no, I didn't say that. So, you can leave a question at a drop-off point, and within a day or two, a question or an answer will be returned.
What is this arcane method of communication?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like, he looks at you and he's like, what? You do not like our methods?
That's not a question of like IHH3. It's more just somewhat baffled as to the inefficiency of this method.
He just looks at you and he's like, inefficiency? I don't understand.
I mean, it occurs to me that you could just communicate instantly rather than waiting a day.
We can communicate instantly, and he holds up his compad.
So you see my confusion.
Yes.
And he's just like, I don't understand where your confusion is.
I begin to understand why it takes you so long to communicate. Fair enough.
Just silence.
You have compad contact for person instead of wait day at drop off?
No. I only have location. And then just another message private to Nick. You may die.
I walk over to Nugget and I say, Captain Nugget, you might consider posting a advertisement on Craig's space list,
What?
noting that we have approximately 100 tons of cargo space remaining.
I
And
love
if
you.
we could get someone to
It's being recorded.
allow us to ship something to Grimhild for them,
saying.
we could maximize our profits. We might want to post this
maybe.
rather
I don't know.
discreetly.
I
I
don't know
don't
how
want the authorities
well it
here to
picks
know
up.
where we have gone.
I do that
I do too. It's very dorky.
with haste.
What Craig space list?
Craig's space list. It has been around in its current incarnation
Could you-
for
Could you turn it
something
down
like
just a little
6,000 years.
bit? Because I think it's still in your
In
workout.
it some people post that they want things, and others
It's
post that they have things,
Oh.
and then they can get together. There are
Okay.
some drawbacks to it. Mostly, your compad will be filled with spam after a small amount of time using it. However, it can be a good option when you are attempting to get small-scale business deals done discreetly.
Jeff, in my travels that I've traveled so far, would I know that? Would I like? Is slave trade like a common thing that goes on, or is it like an illegal like back alley thing?
It's mostly illegal, but there's technology that like prevents people from directly knowing, and it's been messy enough that they don't actively work against it, if that makes sense. Most slaves have some sort of like kill device if they ever try to do something stupid.
Okay. I say, you buy people on space list?
He just looks at you and he's like, "What is space list?"
Craig space list. Sorry. No, I'm talking to Reid. Still.
Right, but you hear in all of your minds, "What is space list?"
He
I
literally just explained it.
I explain it to him the same way.
He's like, we do not have that.
I'm not that surprised. Shassoon, I have never personally bought anyone on Craig's space list. It is possible that in some of the deeper, darker corners of the space list that goes on, but I have not been involved in.
Okay. Thanks for information.
You're
Very
welcome.
helpful.
Okay. So at this point, what did you guys want to do then? Oh, was Ben gonna read the data slab now, or flip through it, or?
Yes. Whenever I have a moment.
Okay. A generic overview of yours would be, it appears to be, a laundry list of codes that you don't know what these codes are for. They are like, 5 billion encryption, 5 billion bit codes. Like even for this era, like that, these are some massively encrypted codes. And by encrypted, it's like the codes themselves are encrypted, but they can be used, if that makes sense. Like, yeah.
And then the descriptions of what they're for, or what they're for, are also encrypted.
No, they're actually in a different language, and there's no translate button this time.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Shassoon translate some language.
Yes. Is there anything Megan or Nate would like to do?
I'm posting things discreetly on Space Craigslist.
You notice that there seems to be a connection error to Space Craigslist.
Dang it.
Almost as if Space Craigslist doesn't exist out here.
So as all of this conversation is happening, I'm like looking around the room that we're in. Is there any information about this particular guy and what he does and his organization? Anything I can glean from just like checking out the space we're in, being observant?
Yeah, so the space you're in is like just like a living pod where everything is just plain. There's nothing on the walls. The walls are kind of smooth edged, kind of roundish, and there's just a plain desk with one chair, and he's sitting at that chair. there's not much going on. I guess the only thing out of the ordinary would be he does have a weapon strapped to his belt. While not uncommon, it seems to be the only outlier in the room.
Okay. That's all for me.
Shassoon have another question.
Okay.
Is there a port here where things traded, or only one main port where we come in?
Only one port.
We need to go back to port. Learn.
Okay. That's fine.
I say that just generally to the room, not necessarily.
Right, and again, you get in your head, Nick. You may die.
Jeff, since it's not working to ask or to talk back to him in my brain, I just, like, to the room, I just say, why?
And you just hear one word coming back into your brain and your brain only. Psychic.
And I say, medicine.
And then you hear in your mind, none exists.
I say, have.
Extremely valuable. You could sell it.
No.
So everyone else is seeing, like, just Shassoon say words.
I guess if no one else says anything, I just ask him if he's alright.
Yes.
Who are you speaking to?
Odd thoughts in head. When speak, get response.
So you're either crazy or you're talking to him.
I experienced this on the ship too, right? When the eye thoughts were around, I was getting messages in my head. If I recall correctly.
Yeah. And you got messages from the I thought that met you at the
Yeah,
port.
so I think I get the idea that, yeah, I say, men like this speak in mind, but no hear when I speak back. Very frustrating.
And then you just hear in your mind, you do hear me when I speak back.
You hear me when I speak back?
Yes, I do. See? I'm speaking back to you speaking back.
I speak back in brain and you no respond.
You are not trained.
You train?
No.
You train me, I train you in make drugs, make medicine.
I do not make medicine. Okay. Anything else while you're here?
Nope. I guess credits mean little to me. I need to find answers. No giveaway medicine for credits.
Just says, I do not understand.
Okay. Thank you for help. Good friend.
He says, your people generally say you're welcome.
Well, not so much my people. My people say more like, but yes,
That was not a word.
understand.
Okay, so you guys, if you don't have any more business there, you start to head out. Are you going back to the docks? Is there anything anyone would like to do? Perceptions as you leave the building, please.
Oh my.
From everybody.
I nod to him as we leave. Enter Tassadar.
And then he just whispers back, game.
Perception was wisdom, right?
Wisdom. Perception is wisdom. So. Ooh, Megan, take 5 experience.
Ooh, do I get experience for passing that skill check, by the way?
What skill check? No, you don't. It's
The
a 9.
persuade. Oh, does it have to be
10 or higher.
it has to be double digits for
Yep.
darn it.
Wait.
Okay.
Nugget.
And then Ben's. And he does not see it. So everyone but Ben sees this, and I'll give a little more to Megan. So as you exit, there's a, it's kind of evening, and the sun's sort of going down, and across the way there's this building that's not so high, and it looks like there are no lights on it, which is why you just sort of notice this shimmering, glowing figure standing at the top of it for a brief second before disappearing. Megan, it looks like the glowing blue figure, like the blue are streaks that sort of move. And it looks humanoid. It's an artificial intelligence. Sure, it's fairies.
Odd.
Okay.
Psych, you guys are all on drugs and this is just a dream.
It's always just a dream. What would you guys like to do?
I asked Nugget if the space space list had gone up.
Apparently it doesn't exist here.
Oh,
He couldn't get connected. You missed that part,
fair.
I think.
Yeah. I guess we can head toward the port, and I'm gonna try to find a site for shipping contracts and that sort of thing, or find the port authority and have them direct me to an exchange house or.
Okay, so you guys head back in the cab.
Or don't.
Okay. Megan elects to find her own way back. So we'll first start with getting back to the port real fast. So you guys get back to the port. Ben heads off to find some port authorities or exchange people. And you find surprisingly little. There's a few guys walking around. Most of them seem too shy to talk to you. You walk up to a man who seems to be yelling at another man, telling him that he's incompetent, and that he's the worst loading crew he's ever worked with.
Good afternoon, sir. What seems to be the trouble with your uploading?
It's like they keep dropping the shipments. These mungy fellows, and he just points to this guy who is pretty much wearing tatters at this point. And he's got his face down. There might be a little bit of sobbing.
This guy does not seem like... Hi, Dave. I'm sorry that he was causing such difficulty for you. I was wondering, are you in need of... Do you have anything that you would like shipped to the Grimhills?
It's
Or
just
anywhere
like,
nearby?
you got a ship?
I have a ship, yes.
I have some goods that need to go to another planet, is what Jeff wrote down.
The planet Grimhill, of course.
Roll me a D. 4, 6, 7, 8. A D8.
4.
To Uber. Which is right next to Grimhild, actually.
Well, I can certainly arrange that.
And he's just like, you'll have to get past the stingy customs. There.
I believe that I hope that my crew have the skills to make that happen as well.
He looks at you and says, why don't you show me the ship of yours then?
Sure. I walk with him over to...
He just looks at it and he's like, oh, that is a disgusting design, and sort of spits on the ground.
Well, aesthetic value of the design aside, I assure you it can get the job done.
He thinks, and he's just like, I have 100 tons that needs to go to Uber.
100 tons of what, sir?
Let's just not talk about what it is.
As you like.
I will pay you 60,000.
To Uber?
Yep.
Where's Uber? I don't
Right
see
next to
Uber.
him.
Oh. I thought Uber was a transportation system, not a place.
Not in this case.
Hey Jeff, I know what we could be for Halloween.
What?
An annoying couple.
100 tons.
Yes, 100 tons.
Sir, that is nearly the entire cargo capacity of my ship. And given the danger of this operation that you have implied, I do have to ask for a higher pay.
He looks at you and he's like, there is no danger.
Well, you implied that we would need to sneak something past their security.
Unless you want to pay import fees.
So you're not concerned about the sensitivity of the cargo, but you won't.
He says, I am not. And common knowledge is Uber is a wealthy world with many corporations. They're mostly English in culture.
English.
And
All
he's
right,
just
then
like,
that sounds easy.
any more would be too much for the cargo.
I presume they'll be paying up front.
Ah. That's not how it works.
What?
Yep, if you don't make it there, I mean that's our loss in the goods. Call it insurance for getting the stuff there. You will be paid upon arrival.
Fair enough. Have your incompetent loading crew loaded up on our ship. We will be departing within a few days.
Okay, so he goes off and starts yelling at some poor saps again. And then, alright, so let's jump to Megan.
My mouth is full. Give me a second.
Okay, let's ask Nate if there's anything he wants to do during this time.
I'm going to prepare the ship and make sure everything's good so we don't get any surprises well in journey. En route.
Okay. So you start investigating the ship. I mean, there's some minor scruffs and stuff.
He stocks up on ammo for the Sandthrower.
Did you guys want to purchase additional ship supplies while you're here? Fuel, etc. Dock fees. Fuel is 100 credits a jump, and you can hold 2.
And how many do we have?
0.
So we need some more fuel is what you're telling me.
Yes. But aside from that, let's go ahead and jump to Megan then. So Nate is spending some time prepping the engines. Not prepping, like cleaning engines and
I
whatnot.
indicate to Captain Nugget that I have made some available as a for the operating cost of the ship until we can give him access to the ship's account.
Okay. I use that to get some couple jumps, right?
Sure, I mean, you could just buy 200 credits of fuel. The ones fueling you up are just like, we don't know why you need this. You will be in court in 6 days. But they fill you up anyway. Megan.
So I take my leave from the group as they head back to
Okay.
the ship area, and make my way to those coordinates. that
Okay.
you'd given me.
You go down a couple alleyways. You notice that there are more shady people as you walk by. They're sort of eyeing you every now and then, just like, should we jump this person? I don't know. She's got a gun. And you eventually make your way to this sort of like cantina bar in the back. You go in, and the coordinates actually direct you to a back room where a figure in a purple cloak is sitting.
Do I recognize this figure?
Oh, no, you don't know this figure.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the room?
No. No, there aren't.
All right. I say, hello there. I was told to come to you.
And you hear just a smooth, deep voice. Why, yes. And then he shows you a particular encryption. Do you show him anything?
What is the encryption? Like, what is it?
It's the encryption that was on the message before. You'd have one
Okay.
too if you wanted to show, but
Okay.
that's up to you.
Then yeah, I would.
Okay, and you just see that he nods and he's just like, so. It appears that someone of great importance is now missing from this system.
Is this someone you would like me to look for?
No, I was just congratulating you in a stealthy remark.
I was being secretive.
I was being secretive.
Oh, him. Yes. Wasn't necessarily something that I had planned on, but worked out in my favor.
Ah, yes, and I assume you're here for the reward?
Yes, that would be fabulous.
He looks at his data pad and just like, let's see, this reward is coming from Viborg. Is that okay? And there's a little checkbox for you to check.
Will they know who it's given to?
Well, everything can be traced, right?
Can I try and give him like a false name, or does he know who I am?
It would be he knows your code.
Okay.
So you could give him a false name, but I mean it's still kind of tied to your code. So essentially what he's saying is he's not telling you that yes, they'll be able to know who you are. He's saying with technology
Right.
there's like almost no way that you can ever fully prevent something.
What is the reward?
He flips through it and he's like, the base bounty is 70,000 minus the cut for the order. That leaves you with 50,000.
I think that's worth the risk.
He sort of nods, and then there's this okay, and then a place to put your like bank routing number.
Okay. And do that.
Okay, you add 50,000 credits of Dirty Viborg Bunny. So
Okay.
I enjoy that she got 50,000 credits for Santa or 50 Viborg.
right, but I mean, like, what are you gonna do? I'm not saying there aren't going to be, possible consequences. It all depends on how things
Right.
play out, right?
Right.
Because they've got footage of her going into the ship.
Oh my gosh, what a whore.
I thank him and I leave.
Okay, he just sort of nods and he's just like, I'm sure you'll find more jobs. Or, I guess, tasks. I'm sure you will actually be assigned a task at some point now. And then lets you leave.
Perfect.
Um,
And then I make my way back to the ship.
okay. Okay. Nick, did you want to do anything?
So the rest of us went back to the port, except for
Except for Megan.
yeah. I find. Well, I go. I just kind of walk around the port. Like, is it just like I assume there's hustle and bustle all about, right?
There's not much. I mean, this planet is very small in terms of inhabitants. There's some people. There's a lot of people yelling at people to put stuff on ships and to do various mechanical things.
Yeah, I just kind of walk around the port, like looking for. Well, first of all, anything. I guess anybody who's like suspicious, and I like try and the best I can without being obtrusive. Like check out like what the cargo is that's coming on and off of ships and things like that.
Okay. Go ahead and do a perception.
Eight.
It seems like a lot of people are arguing over how do I put it? Like getting their goods off of planet. Most notably, things like high value items like drugs, artifacts, stuff like that. And artifacts are like art, paintings, stuff like that. When I said it,
But I assume that drugs are typically going to be like illegal, or at least run by a shady part of society.
well, I mean, probably 50-50 on this planet because it's a much cleaner planet than other planets.
But I mean, do you mean like drugs, like pharmaceuticals, or drugs like
Like
recreation?
Like both.
Um. One of them that's running like recreational drugs, Jeff.
Okay.
I looked for someone who looks like they know what's going on.
You see a taskmaster that's yelling at them and telling them to go towards your ship.
To go to our ship.
Yep.
Oh, excellent. Is he the people who are coming to our ship? They're human, I assume.
Yeah, they're sort of humans that are sort of rugged and in more or less rags and some engineer outfits, but you know.
I don't actually want to talk to him after all. I look at him for a while, and then I turn around and walk back to the ship.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So I guess the day passes unless anyone else has anything
I
that day.
read the rest of my data slate on the ship, Jeff.
Okay.
There's nothing besides numbers and planets.
Well, I mean, there might be some entries throughout it, but you're filtering through different buttons and layers. Like this seems to be like a ledger that's meant to be secretive, so it's difficult to find connections in the ledger.
I go to Nugget and ask if he can run some sort of query that will find something that's not a name of a planet or a number.
Okay. Computer check. Or whatever Nugget says. Because Nugget, what do you want to say?
Nugget?
I'm sorry, I did not hear what you said. I was clearing my throat.
Nugget, I find on data tablet many numbers and planets. Can you somehow find if anything besides numbers and planets on data tablet?
I'll take a look.
Okay, computers. So you run a query, and you get a name.
Uh-oh.
And that name is a simple acronym. FA. Associated with this planet.
Oh, God. I met a fa once in my data slate, or in my messages. Oh, no. I might die. uh... I guess I go back out to our I do. I go back to the guy who's on the port ordering people around.
Okay.
And I go up to him and I say, "You know FA?"
He just looks at you and he's like, "Are you mental?"
FA talk to me lots once get to planet, but me no FA.
He goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't speak English. You're just like these." And he just, spits at one of his workers. And then he looks back at you and he's like, "I'm not FA."
But you hear of FA?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
We have trouble communicating with people as a general rule on this planet.
Yeah. I say, "You no help, but thank you." And I turn around and walk away. Where was that point where I was supposed to leave a message?
Looking at the little thing, it was the same building that the glowing figure was standing on.
Well, I guess I go back there.
Except you never got that. Or wait, no, you got that for yes, you did. Are you gonna go out? It's kind of night now, or are you going
Oh,
to?
I sleep on the ship then.
Okay.
Probably a wise place, Nick.
Or you die.
Apparently, I'm gonna die. So.
We all die. Except for wizards, they never die.
Right? Wizards never die. Okay, so
Jeff, you said I was supposed to be tracking how much medication I had left, right?
yeah.
I don't think you ever told me how much I had in the first place, though.
I think I said 30 days, a month, something like that.
Okay. And then I just have to take it per day.
Yeah, just one.
Nick, do you take your medicine in secret?
I don't think so. I mean, this is just the nature of being a psyker, right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, although you might take it a little differently, you might just like make a brew of bubbling gunk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a combination of herbs and whatnot, right? That you just kind of, yeah.
Sure, it's a combination of herbs and stuff, and then a little vial of very important material.
Right. That I can only get, that I have to pay money for, which is annoying.
Right.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Otherwise, you go crazy and maybe explode a planet by yourself.
Yep.
Or then you gain, 1,200 or 1,200 or 145,000 experience for doing so.
So I had 30 to start with, right? And I used 12 while we were traveling.
Yes. Actually, it's been 21 days.
Oh my god. Okay. What do I have to do to get more of this?
You can just buy it.
Okay.
It's, what did I say? 5 or 10 credits a dose.
But you said they don't have it on this planet.
He doesn't have what he thought you were talking about.
Okay.
You would quickly find out that they do have medicine for psychers.
Okay.
So the contact IHH3 must have been talking about some other medicine. Because most of the conversation was supposed to be difficult and disconnected anyway.
Right.
So yeah, you guys sleep. In the morning, you wake up. There's a little note pinned onto your door just saying, as a courtesy notice, you have X days left. X being, I guess it's 6 now. 6 days left before your trial. Please prepare. What would you guys like to do today?
Have we gotten the thing from the one guy? Like our shipment from the first guy we talked to?
No, that would probably come today.
Okay.
It's been 18 days, right, Jeff?
It's been 21 days.
Oh, sorry.
I have a timeline. You guys have also survived for 21 days.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yes.
More than don't starve together.
Right. Well, you got
we
6
made it
free
that day
days.
once.
Okay. So Nick, did you want to go out today to that one particular spot?
Certainly. I think that I ask Nugget. I tell Nugget that I intend to go and drop off a message at the point that the I thought had referred to, and ask if he wants to come with me.
Is the ship prepared, Jeff? We got everything set up.
Well, I mean the stuff from IH3 hasn't arrived yet. You can
Okay.
wait till after it arrives if you go more towards the evening.
When do I think it's gonna arrive?
Late afternoon.
What time is it now?
It's the morning.
Okay. I could go stretch my legs, but I want to be back here by afternoon so I can get that shipment of pretty things on the ship.
Okay. Works for me. I think that we just have to drop off message and then go back tomorrow to collect. So, should not
Okay.
take long.
That's
Alright.
fine. If it starts to get late, I'll head back without you.
Fair enough.
Hmm?
I write up
I'm
a
going to be
message.
watching the time and make sure that
What?
I leave enough time to get back when the shipment arrives.
Okay. It's 2 credits for the ride again.
Okay, and
You're
I
paying.
wrote a message the day before, which I'm gonna give you. Okay. I have to pay 4 credits. So much credit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna message you the message that I leave, Jeff, so we can go on with unless
Okay.
something happens.
Make a perception check, both of you, when you go to the drop-off point.
Okay.
So the drop-off point actually leads you inside, and you're at this big room, and there's just sort of this table in the middle of the room, that has a terminal, and you can input messages. Nick, you don't know what there is, but there appears to be like loose 2 loose panels on the floor, near the corners of the room. That seemed just sort of
Like,
odd. Yeah.
like I should put my message under them, and that's where they'll get collected.
No, you can clearly see that you'd put the message into the console.
Oh.
And then you'd put a return address if you'd like. And then you sort of see away from the console in the corners of the room. There's a couple panels that seem sort of like, like a trap door type thing. Like they're not completely perfectly fitted type thing.
Okay.
I'm not really
I
very
mean, you
interested.
don't have to act on it. That's
I'm just
fine.
dropping off my message. I pointed out to Nugget, but I'm like, I don't really care. I'm just dropping off message and leave. Okay. Nugget, are you interested in the trapdoor thing that I pointed out to you? Or are you just silent?
He's just silent.
Fair.
All right, so you guys return back to the ship. Megan and Ben, are you guys doing anything today?
I would like to take some time and like get to know our ship a little better and like see if I can find any like secret hiding spaces that there may be, or just kind of like know my way around.
Okay, perception. Okay, nothing seems really out of the ordinary. I mean, it's just, it's, the egg shape seems to be, like, riveted together. There's not many places that you can even try to flex other than the ramp. You go inside, you poke your head around a few places. You don't really find anything of, that's out of place or interesting at that point.
Okay.
You do hear knocking at like 10 o'clock, or you hear someone sort of shout through the docking bay saying, "We have your items bound for Grimhild from IHH3."
Nick and I are back now.
Nope, the stuff came early.
I lower the ramp. Cargo bay.
Okay, they go. Okay. We'll just bring them in, and you can see them bringing these items in. They're sort of like on little grav platforms. They're cases, but they're cases with sort of like a little readout on the side. It looks like they're temperature controlled. And they bring them in. They put them in the back, where the remaining room is.
Yeah. I don't just like lower it. I like walk to the cargo bay and like supervise them loading it. I don't say anything the entire time. I just stand there watching. But
yeah, things go pretty smoothly, and they walk out. They have you sign, of course, because that's you're taking a job, and they want to know that the items got to the ship.
Here's what they did.
Okay. Was there anything you'd like to do, Ben?
I'm going to look at the warrant and see what it says.
It says that it's...
There are restrictions on travel.
Yes, it says you are not allowed to travel, so please do not take off. I mean, it's one of those where it's like, it's as if an iThought and a human wrote this together, and the iThought kept like pushing, no, make sure that it's nice. Humans like nice.
Okay.
And it's just like, failure to cooperate is not good, so please cooperate.
Okay.
Okay. So Nick and Nate are coming on their way back. As that's happening, Ben, you hear a commotion in the distance, maybe some sirens, and they're getting closer.
Would I hear this too?
Yes.
I raise the cargo ramp.
Okay.
Lock the doors.
You raise the cargo ramp, lock the doors. Are you looking at like a camera or something to see what's going on?
Sure.
Okay. After a little bit, you just see this tree creature just like running at tree sprint towards towards the ship, and he's gripping something that's glowing green in his arms, and he's just like, you can tell that he's been shot by a couple things.
Gracious. I would have, when I heard the sirens, I would have like beep boop boop onto the comm thing so I could like look at cameras as well, but from my room probably.
Okay, you see practically the same thing.
Okay.
He's running and he's like being chased by vehicles with sirens going.
So there's vehicles and sirens in the distance. They're not actually close by. You can just tell that he's running because you go to take a look to see if there's any cops around, and you just see this tree that's running towards the ship.
God.
Great. Goddamn tree.
He gets closer and closer and you can tell he's beelining to the ship. and you recognize the tree.
The tree?
I mean, it's the only tree you've seen so far, so...
Yeah, I don't lower the ramp.
Poor tree. Tree friend.
So the tree gets to the ramp and he just starts slowly knocking.
I quietly come on over the external speaker or whatever with the sound as low as possible. I'm like, if you get on the ship, they'll know you got on the ship and they will find you. I don't know what you're running from, but you need to lose them and then come to the ship.
And he's like, no, we just leave now. I pay you credits. You enjoy credits, right?
I do very much, but the other members of the crew are here.
He's Groot. With more language. With more language! Yeah, what did you say, Ben?
I tell him that 2 of the members of the crew aren't there. We can't leave until Captain Nugget and Shassoon get back.
He frowns and says, fine, I will sit on top of the ship. And you see that he's starting to climb up on the ship.
Climb on.
Alright, I just let him go, I guess. I call Nugget on his compad and I say, yes, Captain Nugget, we have a bit of a situation back at the ship. Our leafy friend seems to have got himself in some trouble with the local authorities. We're going to need to make a swift exit. Either that or just turn him over. What is your status?
We are approximately, Jeff fill in blank, minutes
10
away.
seconds away.
You are approximately a navigation check worth of minutes away.
Great.
So someone can navigate the driver.
My
Or you can kick the driver out. I don't know. What are you going to do?
I'm good at land vehicles, guys.
This drive like
Just
elephant.
shoot the driver in the head and take the wheel.
I'm doing a navigation check to see
Okay.
how long it'll be.
Okay, you'll be there in about 2 minutes.
We'll be there in about 2 minutes. The engines are prepped. Well, they're not prepped because I wasn't there, but it's ready to be prepped. So start prepping it.
I look over at Meg and say, ma'am, please start the engines. And then I walk over the comms and I calm the flight control or the port authority or whatever.
Okay.
I say, Port Authority, this is the Nova requesting a temporary exemption to the no-fly designation.
You get a voice over the comms that just go, we don't grant exceptions. I'll have to get someone else on the line.
Please do.
You're put on hold music,
Fantastic.
and it's space hold music, so it's.
I just sit there, like, I sit there looking at, like, the clock, and then, like, at the feet of the tree climbing on the ship, and then, like, guesstimating how far away they are. I've got, like, I'm leaning on one, like, elbow or whatever, and just tapping my other fingers, like, sequentially on the desk or whatever.
Okay. Due to the navigation check, you make it about 15 seconds before the cars do, Nate.
Okay. I pop open the top hatch on the ship and yell, "Whoa, get down here!"
It's very slow and painful for him to get in the top hatch, but he starts doing so.
He'll be fine.
All right. As soon as he's like most of the way in, I like activate.
You like what?
I hit the button to close the hatch as soon as he's most of the way through it.
Oh, on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he would have pulled it closed because
that's good.
typically the top hatches are more manual than. I mean, I guess there's a button, but that's fine.
Okay. And then I drop the ramp for our friends.
Okay. So they scramble on. Do you close the ramp right away? The other people in blue uniforms with a red stripe are getting out of their vehicles.
Yeah, like as soon as they're on the ramp, I start raising it.
Okay. Just a quick question in terms of upkeep-wise. You guys would have had a chance to restock ship supplies if you would like. That's up to you. With 5 people, you have 32 days remaining. I don't know if you wanted to stock up or not.
If it takes us 32 days, we're already dead, so...
You bought the fuel for 200. Who paid for that?
I paid for it out of my ship fund.
Okay.
I need to purchase medicine while we're here too, probably. To avoid going insane or whatever it is that happens when you...
Well, I mean, it's over time. But yes, you might have to start making some checks if you're away from it for too long.
Well, how long are we talking, Jeff? Are we talking days?
Probably a check a month to start having some negative effects.
Okay. That's probably not the end of the world right this moment.
Okay. And did you want to pay maintenance cost? For the January maintenance that has not been paid yet. And the way maintenance works is for every year of maintenance that goes unpaid, everything you do on the ship is at a -1.
Yeah. I don't think we're paying maintenance.
4339
We'll pay maintenance when we get somewhere else.
0200.
As far as, because you
0200.
told me to go and start up the ship, I'm not actually sure if I would have known how to do that.
No.
You don't have to fly it,
0208.
just, like hit the start button.
I feel like it's more complicated than that.
Turn the key.
Yep. Using the ignition.
I mean, if that's it, then sure.
4339. Yes. I mean, well, it's like... it's not terribly difficult to start a spaceship. To drive it, though,
it's harder to fly it. Okay.
is harder. So you can start prepping stuff. I mean, you can just be like, you can look for a button that says, "Help me start the ship."
Is there like a
This little
start
And a little
ship
Fallout
flying
man comes out.
eyes on it.
I will
dummies.
help you. Don't turn out like this guy, and it's got this horrible crash.
Ship on.
Ship on. The engines start kicking on. All right. So after a few seconds, you hear on like a megaphone outside, just like, can we talk to you, please?
I come on over the external speaker while our engines are like firing up or whatever. I'm like, good afternoon, gentlemen. What is it that you need today?
Well, first off, I don't think you're supposed to leave this system. But it's normally not what I deal with, so...
Yeah, that is still up in the air. I am actually on hold. Whenever they get to me, if we're still here, I will, of course, follow whatever their instructions happen to be.
Yes. Could you maybe shut your engines off? You've got a plantoid that has taken something from us. Could you just give it back?
Yes, what is it that... I don't know who you're talking about. Well, what did they take?
Well, they took a glowing green thing.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Are you sure? Because we have, like, video that they start pulling up on, like, a data pad, and they're just like, this was, like, 30 seconds ago. Like, 2 minutes ago.
So wait, you're saying that there's some sort of tree creature on my ship?
Yes.
Glowing green thing.
Yes, there is a tree creature. It looks like he went in your hatch at top. Are you in danger, sir?
I don't see any tree creatures on here. I think you must be confused. I come off and yell, punch it! and then come back on. See ya!
You can see that they're like
I apologize.
confirming to each other. Yeah, no, this is the ship. This is the ship. And right as they're like, hey, no, this is definitely the ship. We should really come up. And then you guys just sort of start rocketing out of the atmosphere. Yeah.
Turns out that this is a common theme. I assume everyone's kind of on the bridge, or I kind of like look over and read like, we need to get like one of those automatic start buttons for the ship.
That's a good idea.
Like those remote start.
Almost.
So at this point, I guess Waru would just be like, thank you, friend.
Rorog, what exactly did you steal? And how much money is it worth, would you say?
It does not have a price. And he opens his arms, and there before you is this green glowing seed.
Seed?
Yes, seed. It's a green glowing seed that seems to float in his hand.
Do Nick and I know that Warrog is on the ship?
Talking to us. Right
yes, you would have been
Yeah,
told
Ben told
when.
him, right?
Yeah.
I told you that was...
Oh yeah, you did. I guess you did. I recall.
And suddenly you get more passionate about it. Or maybe that's not the word you want.
Is it the ring, Jeff? Did he bring the ring onto the ship?
No, he brought a glowing green seed.
The seed.
The ring.
Seed.
Seen this one before.
Rorog, what is that thing?
This
I bet we have to take it to Ragnarok.
is my secret mission.
Well, yes, you had mentioned something about in the future, if you intend to steal something and make a getaway, best to inform the getaway vehicle of intentions.
I was not stealing, so this was fine, yes? I'm only joking
Well-
with you.
Oh,
I was liberating this, though. It was my secret mission. Is my secret mission.
yes, I gathered that. That is fine. We seem to have escaped However, in the future, as I said, when you intend to cause trouble with the local authorities so that we can be prepared. I mean, we are, of course, all of us upstanding, law-abiding citizens, but if you were to have the intention to violate local, it would perhaps be best if you would warn us ahead of time so that we can accommodate your needs as best.
And he's like, I was not trying to irritate the local authorities. They were merely at the wrong place at the wrong time.
They seem to think that you stole something that belonged.
It does not belong to them.
Well, they may not see it that way.
Why is your mission secret?
I was tasked with this secret mission. It is very important.
What is it?
I can't tell you. It is a secret mission.
Where do you need to take this thing
To
that you will not
to Urba. In the Hemdale system. That's close to Grimhild as well.
That's so.
It is as convenient, actually. Does anyone have tech post-tech?
Yeah, I believe so.
You can make a roll if you'd like. Or pre-tech, sorry, pre-tech.
I have both.
You can make
Pre-tech
a
it is?
Yep. With intelligence. Okay. You don't actually know what he's holding. It looks like a seed. But you could have sworn that there was something somewhere about an ancient pre-tech artifact. But other than that, you don't recall.
Jeff, I'm gonna Google it.
So you're sure that you won't be able to
Aren't you?
because it's a Jeff added item.
No, I didn't mean Google it out of game. I meant
You mean space.
Google it. I'm in a space Google.
It's important to use the
You
space.
you
Yeah,
you
my
attempt to
apologies.
space Google, but I mean you're coming up dry. I mean the most you've got are legends of Norse mythology, and
I see.
mentions about the Tree of Life and stuff like that. But there's nothing that's particularly enlightening. Maybe if you went to a place where there's like a research area, or found another expert who has more pre-tech knowledge, maybe you'd learn more without trying to get stuff out of Wararug.
Yep. I'm better with computers than I am with plants. Both in the real world and in this world.
Yes, and I forgot to give you 5 experience for your navigation check. So
It's true.
You got that.
So Mr. Reid, where are we going first? Grimhild or Uba?
So the first thing that you have to consider is you either need to go to Viborg or one of the 3 planets in Freya to fuel up to jump again. So you
New spike drive. Is that not true?
what?
I thought we had a second level spike drive.
No, you have a first level spike drive. It's just a faster ship than normal. The spike drive is...
Well, last time I saw a Russian, he tried to kill me. So I say one of the other 3.
Yes, definitely one of. He zooms in so he can read the names. Yes, we'll definitely need to stop in either Catla or Lizard in order to refuel before making the jump onward. Perfect.
Okay. Navigation check.
Lizaraga, the economic one.
Lizaraga is the warrior-like one.
Ah, so we want to go to Catla. No, Papadopoulos is the economic one.
Yes.
Well, we're not going there. Alright, we're going to Catla, I guess. Space hat.
Why?
It's just the best option.
If you say so. You say so, Mr. Reid.
Alright, Catla it is. Set a course, Captain Nugget.
All right, do a.
The title Captain Nugget's confusing. I'm gonna be First Officer Nugget now.
Alright, First Officer Nugget, set a course for Catla. Good. Onward.
Yes. Whew. All right, so you jump to the empty hex without blowing up the ship. What do you do for the 6 days that you're here in transit?
Never going to that part of the sector again.
Confirmed.
Well, it actually takes you a day to get from Arbor Vitae to the jump spot, so you have 7 days in space.
Alright, as we're flying away, I calm the Port Authority.
Okay.
I say, excuse me, this is Captain Reid of the Nova. I am afraid we never got to finish our conversation earlier in which we requested temporary leave to travel. I got tired of holding, so I hung up.
She's like, oh, here, let me put you on hold. And by the
you.
time you jump to Spike Drive, you've gone through like 4 different departments.
Perfect.
And Nate's just like, so do I hit the button or do we wait?
Well, they can't say I didn't try. Go ahead and punch it.
How does one punch it?
You're chewy, you just do it.
I didn't know if I needed a skill check if I already.
No, you already did that skill check. So then you spend 6 days in space. Do you guys do anything? Wararug does his whole headbanging exercises.
I asked Shassoon, get what you wanted from your data pad?
I mean, if you want to try again to see if you can find anything more, I would not be opposed.
I'm mostly just curious why it's so important to you.
I found datapad on home planet, and trying to find information about where it came from.
I see. Can I try it again, Jeff, or is that not a thing?
You wouldn't feel like you can try it again for some time at least.
Okay.
Could I be around to hear that conversation?
I don't know. It
I
depends
was
on
not
if
trying to hide
Shassoon
it.
was trying to.
No, I'm not. Shassoon's not particularly secretive about this.
Okay.
I offer to give it a try.
Okay.
Shassoon appreciates help. Hands
So
it.
what do I need to roll?
Computers, I assume.
Those skill checks are pretty slick, Jeff. Nice job.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do them. I just made sure that they were there.
Who did them then?
I don't know. Actually, I think I do. I just have to look up the name.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was you or a party yet unnamed.
And that was for making sense of the data slab.
Yeah,
So-
trying to give him as much information as I can.
So
Yeah,
sort of
there-
try as you might, you can't find any good or hidden connections or anything that's like in a second layer of data or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
As I hand it back, I say, you mentioned when we were back on that planet that you were looking for answers. What answers are you looking for?
On home planet, Shassoon's people disappearing. Taken away by others, we think. Trying to figure out how, why, where.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Has anyone sent you on this quest? Or are you just out looking for answers on your own?
Shassoon go for his people.
Well, I hope you find some answers.
Shassoon hopes so too. Thank you.
Jeff, I ponder my recently unencrypted tablet of encryptions.
So everything that's noted next to it is in a language you don't understand.
I use Space Google Translate.
And Google Translate is like, sorry, we cannot help you with the I thought language.
Yes, that's what I
It is
expected.
necessary to be phonetically minded out before translated. Sorry.
All right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start compiling a sequential list of the of all of the like notations and like key them to like I'll make a keyed table of that and a keyed table of the encryptions so I can match them up at my leisure later on, but my intention is to eventually find somebody to try to translate them and be able to give them the table that has the notes and not the encryptions.
Okay. That's fine. You can spend a lot of your it will take a lot of time there.
Right.
You
But
find that you have probably 1,000 keys.
1,000 encryptions. Okay. Perfect.
You've got some time.
Yep. I guess that's what I do for 6 days.
All right.
That I sleep and poop.
All right.
I'll interact if anybody comes to like talk to me. I'll just be doing that.
Shassoon, Shassoon asked if anybody wants to play more games. Shassoon bored.
The tree will try to play. It takes like a day
Yes!
to play one of the games.
Yes, sick.
Oh my god, can you imagine? It'd be like playing with Dad,
Yeah,
except
it would be.
there's like 5 of them on a team.
It would be.
He would never make decisions.
All right, roll an opposing gambling.
I consider these to be more games of skill than gambling, Jeff.
Nope, they're
Okay.
all gambling. Oh yes, go
They're all gambling.
all gambling.
Yeah, if you want to do games of skill, just do gambling.
And so sometimes they use tactics for games of skill.
Well,
Not
Sure.
this game.
why
This
not?
game we use gambling.
We use gambling for all games because no game is actually
I want higher
gambling.
than tactics, so I'm fine with that.
Tactics is for like battle layouts and maybe like if you ever do like battle bots compared to gambling.
So basically, in terms of games, you would say that in the grim darkness of the future, there's only war.
There's only what? Because you cut off.
It's been cut out. It was very
Damn it! I said in the grim darkness of the far
like-
future, there is only war.
So what would this be
Yes.
based on?
What? It's gambling. Int.
Int.
So if you don't have it, it's -1, and then you're int. Yes, he beats you over the course of a day.
Oh
It's the
man!
best.
Probably because
I fell asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fell asleep
That
like
lasts you.
The whole time though, he also keeps this green glowing seed on his person at all times throughout the course of the 6
What
days.
is seed?
It is secret. It is my
What
secret
it-
mission.
You plant seed?
Why would you know?
Oh. You have seed just to have seed.
I cannot tell you. It is my secret mission.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else have anything? Megan or?
She thinks about it.
I said no.
She doesn't.
Oh, I didn't hear the no.
No,
Okay. So,
Thank-
you get to empty space again, and then you need another jump. All right, Nate.
God damn it.
It's your time to shine. Punch in those coordinates.
You can do it.
Beep beep boop 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 beep beep beep.
Oh, my
nailed
god.
it. Get 5
Make it.
experience for that one.
We arrive at light speed.
No, but
Make it through the
you don't die. So which planet did you want to go to?
We're going to Katla.
Alright, so Katla. You arrive at Katla. So the port authorities are like, please give us your registration numbers.
Perhaps during the 6 days we were flying, we should have tried to mock up some documents. Oh well. I guess we give them our. I mean, as far as we're concerned, we've done nothing wrong. I guess we.
Oh, well, it's
we
also a
are-
day
Oh,
between
and, oh my god, what had happened?
hitting
Oh
the
my god! This world is shifting.
ruining everything.
It wasn't me.
It was definitely me. My apologies.
Yeah. All right, so you're out of fuel, and you take another day to get to Katla.
Yeah, I
Um,
come in like, this is Reid. My friends just call me Reid. I am the erstwhile captain of Nova. We are here just for a simple refueling stop, and then we will be on our way. Indeed, we don't even need to dock. You can just go ahead and fly us a tanker up here. We'll just go on, no bother for anybody.
And then go ahead and make a luck check.
Oh baby.
Luck save.
Come on.
Yeah, this is something you've never done before, so. Let's see
Oh
if it-
god.
There's also if you just click on your
Yeah, I know.
yeah, there's a saves on your token as well.
That's good point, Jeff. I forgot. Let me go ahead and find that.
No. I think you failed terribly.
God.
So you get a note, and it's just like, it looks like, you know what? Go ahead, come down to surface, and he gives you some coordinates.
Negative. Requesting a tanker refuel in orbit.
The contact comes back on. It's just like, why would you want a tanker fuel? You can just come down to the surface. Here's the landing pad right here. Just come here.
Negative. Would prefer a tanker refuel. Is there some reason you cannot provide a tanker?
I don't know if it's worth my while, he says.
We would be happy to pay a extra premium on top of the price of the fuel in order to not be inconvenienced and have to land on the planet.
What sort of
cargo is
premium are
time
we
sensitive.
talking about?
What is standard price for a tanker?
Fueling is 100 credits per jump, so 200 credits
Of course.
is the fuel.
Well, sure, but I assume you have some standard rate for a speedier refuel in orbit so that we don't have to come down to the planet.
I'm okay. Are you cold? Do you want another blanket? Do you want another blanket? Upstairs? Yeah? No? Do you want me to grab it? Okay. I'll be right back. But he says, I think 500 is a safe number here.
I glance around to everyone else.
I say we pay the guy off and go on with our day.
Okay, I come back in. This is Reid. My friends just call me Reid. 500 seems reasonable to us, Port Authority. Please send the tanker up to rendezvous and have Nugget whip up some coordinates and send them in. Oh, Jeff left.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta do something about this, guys.
Yeah, I basically feel like we're constantly running away from getting our asses kicked.
Pretty much.
Yep.
It's not ideal.
Either need to go to planets where they don't care, or
Fix it.
mask our identity somehow.
Or give up tree.
I don't think that tree is the problem. in this
Right.
case.
Alright, sorry about that.
Jeff, we accept his offer, and Nugget sends him some coordinates to have a tanker rendezvous with us in orbit to refuel us.
Okay. Go ahead and pay 500. You have 18 days of life support remaining for your 5 people there. Not
Shoot.
too much.
It's alright, that's enough for 2 more jumps. Be out of fuel anyway,
I know,
so if we don't
I'm
make
not
it to our planet, we're
Gonna
just
stay
dead.
up that late. I'm not gonna stay up that late tonight.
Can we coast? Is that a thing in space?
No, because you have to spike, otherwise you'd never get anywhere.
You can use fuel scoops to spend 4 days in space to collect a
If
jump.
there's a star.
Yes, if there's a star. Okay. So, go ahead and roll me a d20, Ben.
A D20. 12.
Okay. It seems to go just fine.
Perfect. Refueled.
Alright, are you guys gonna drive back out to the edge and take off?
Yep. We're on our way to Uber.
Alright, do a navigation check. Neat.
Dun 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 Dun, dun.
Nice. Take 5 more experience.
Making up for my previous transgressions.
Yes. Transgressions. Sure. All right.
We're spending time mocking up fake documents, Jeff.
Okay, what kind of fake documents?
I'm gonna look at the Russian to do that.
Oh, I don't know. What kind of fake documents?
She makes them in Russian.
Russians are good at that kind of thing, right?
Wow.
We probably want to like mask our like transmitter beacon or whatever to like mask the identity of the ship, so it's like rename the ship and give it a new identification code and that sort of thing, and then mock up papers or electronic documents or whatever to match that.
We'll take care of changing the beacon. Jeff, would that
It's
be...
going to be a single computer roll for it. The entire shebang.
The entire thing? I suppose
Yep.
I'm probably better at that than anybody else. Is that true?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Does anyone want to assist me?
I will assist by giving you clever ideas for names.
Okay, that's not going to give any actual values.
I mean, do you need an assist? Like how? Like
So
computer
an
wise?
assist is a skill roll as well. If you get a 7, then Nate gets a +1 to his roll.
You can be like programming assistants.
Yeah, I could do that.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Megan can
All
be
right.
my IT dude.
Megan, go ahead and roll a computers check.
So are we gonna? What new name are we gonna give our ship? Those.
Nope.
All right, not quite enough to
dude.
help.
Bummer,
I mean-
dude.
Oh, shit.
All right. Well,
Well,
I'm
that's-
going to use... Wait, is it worth using my reroll?
yes, probably.
I don't know. You still have one more jump to do.
Yeah. It's probably still worth it.
I'm doing it.
I mean, we might just all die, but
You might. You've got
you don't have to
11
do
days
the
of
next
supplies
jump
left.
until 6 days later.
So you're saying you're just gonna delay 6 days? For
No, I'm saying it'll be 5 days before he has to jump again, so he'll have his right.
No, it's in game hours.
Oh. I see.
Is in real world hours?
What does that even mean?
I don't know what it's in game hours. What do you mean game hours?
Yes, real world hours. Sorry, game hours.
Well,
It's like-
good thing we're almost
So-
done tonight.
So,
So-
experts can reroll a check once per hour.
So guys, if we have to jumping, we just need to stop
We
playing
just
for
need to
tonight.
delay for an hour before we make another.
That means we're going to be doing a lot of talking
We have
on
to
the.
filibuster our next.
Let's talk about our
episode.
feelings, guys.
However, it is almost 9, so
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna have that reroll ready again next time. we play.
okay. So what do you guys do in 6 hours of or 6 days of Spike Space?
Have I
While
finished building my database yet?
yeah,
Oh,
certainly.
nice. All right. I suppose I play games with Shassoon.
All right,
Yeah.
gamble checks. Are you playing for money this time?
No. No.
This is playing a game to play a game.
Yes. It's gameception.
It is.
Gameception.
His intelligence. Who are you playing? Oh, I got this.
There's one that's like checkers, and there's one that's like Mancala. Which one do you want to play?
Checkers, obviously.
Okay.
Come on. No, dang
Yes.
it.
So Nick pulls ahead. Nick uses the tree strategy. He goes really slowly, and it works.
Reid just like backs his chair up, and then he just stands up, and then he just turns and walks out of the room.
Excellent.
Guys, what's the new name of our ship?
That's
We didn't. Yeah.
Okay, call it the stalling ship.
Stalling.
Nobody seems to care that it's called the Nova. Actually, they all think it's called the Executor.
That's yeah.
Maybe we should just
Call it the
rename it
Nova?
and actually be called Nova. Although
That's
that wouldn't be
what it is, Nova.
particularly clever, given that we've been telling people it's called that.
You've been
Is-
telling
okay,
people
so-
that don't understand that.
So people think it's called the Executor.
Yes.
Egg Executor.
Oh.
Executor.
Cute. At some point, I would, like, alone, like in my room or something, would try and do some, like, background research on the Executor, like, the ship, to see if there's any information out there as to why people are worried about that particular ship. And also into Reid. Actually, my entire crew. See if there's anything out there about anyone on the crew.
Did you guys know there's a website called namecombiner.com to let you combine names and just...
Yes.
It's very funny.
Yes.
That would be extra clever. We name it a combination of Executor and Nova.
It's almost like that's exactly what Nate just did. We call it... I think this should work. I don't know if it'll open up yours, the one that I just did.
It makes a lot of them.
Yeah.
Executor.
Yeah, they were so dumb. So dumb. Oh.
We can discuss until next week when we have to make our navigation roll and see if we all die.
Yes.
Plus
All
that
right.
way Jeff can have time to figure out what he's good.
Actually, I want one more thing from Nick before we disband for the
Oh
night.
God.
Hey, Nick. So, during this time, there is a terminal that keeps like flashing as you walk by it. Do you take a look at it?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it. Why is it flashing?
It looks like it's an alien language, but there's the standard English button. I mean, that's what this whole ship has for the most part.
I hit the standard English button.
And you get a readout, and it's just like, would you like to unlock? Please place hand and concentrate.
Sure.
All
yeah,
right.
I do that. What could go wrong?
How many psychic
Virus
points
up
do you
on our
have?
ship.
You have 2.
How many points do I have? 2, yeah.
Is that not a lot of points?
That's not a point.
Well, it's being level 1.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna have to do a torching on yourself
Whoa, why? I don't want to.
because it drains 2, more than 2.
Oh God, I have
It
to torch
drains-
myself twice?
Well, it drains 4 psychic points, which means you just torch
Yeah,
yourself
screw
once.
that. I'm not doing that thing.
Nope, it happened.
Why?
You did it.
Nick, it's like detecting magic when you know the giant artifact in the room.
Oh God.
Cool. Classic mistake.
That's
So
what the rules would torching, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Insane characters become NPCs under the control of the GM. Lovely.
I've been duped!
It's like you never, like, do you own email, Nick? You know that you're not supposed to do that. You just won $1 million. Just click here and give us your bank account number.
And your social security card.
Yeah, exactly. I do not feel sorry for you at all, actually.
Okay, so you only torch once. So
Of course not, because you're still in the cockpit.
roll a d10. We'll see what happens.
Oh, God.
Higher is better.
Yeah, 1, a 9, or a 10, right? 5 or an 8. The other is 5 through 8 is wisdom loss. 1 through 4 is con loss. Okay.
Ouch.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Shassoon!
So this is like the time when the fog approaches you and you just stare it down.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
like you start whatever you would do in this situation when you just feel power draining from you.
Yeah.
And you can't get your hand off, so what would your reaction be? Like, are you panicking or are you just sort of what's going on?
I mean, I guess if I can't do anything about it, I just focus on not doing damage to myself.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
After like the initial shock of the power being drained, you just become stone-faced and concentrating.
Yeah, I'm concentrating on not hurting myself.
All right. Everyone hears this huge explosion and the entire ship shakes.
Oh no.
Nick,
It's flying through space.
yeah.
Oh God.
So,
No.
Oh God, Nick.
the ship doesn't actually take damage. However, like looking out the little windows and the viewport, there are just pieces of the ship that just and disappear into drive space.
Great.
And after the shaking subsides, how do you react?
Shassoon may have done bad things.
What do you mean by that, Shassoon?
Computer flashed and Shassoon put his hand where he said to, and Shassoon really focused hard with mind as it tried to overtake him, and then ship explode.
And then the sane answer is, computers don't overtake people.
Shassoon tend to know anything about computers or the relationship between the human brain and computers, but as far as I'm aware, computers and human brains do not really interface.
Shassoon put hand here, and brain was clouded. Cloudiness gone. Shassoon defeat cloudiness.
So what's the trouble then?
Ship explode.
Doesn't seem to be the case, Shassoon.
I point out the window and I say, "Ship piece! Far away now, though. We go fast."
I'm gonna do a computer check.
I look out the window.
Alright, by the time Ben looks out the window, you don't see anything.
Right, because we go too fast.
Nate, there was a surge in power, and there were a lot of flashing lights, and you definitely saw debris just like everywhere that looked like, I don't know, riveted pieces of ship.
Shassoon, what part of the ship was it that left?
That left.
Not no, but definitely peace.
Shassoon, that's very bad. That's not what we want.
Shassoon apologizes.
Please try to
Shassoon
avoid
did not
this.
intend.
Jeff, I'm gonna use my vehicle space knowledge to figure out what part of the ship blew up.
You can try. I mean, you guys aren't actually.
Jeff, is the terminal
just like,
doing anything?
Well, the terminal is just when you look at it, so you know how ships have diagrams? Well, this
Yeah.
diagram looks different from the original ship diagram that the crew may have seen at some point. It now looks like it does via the miniature, or we can even jump over here and see how the ship looks on the inside.
Shassoon
like a bunch of
transform ship.
It looks swifter and more menacing. This might be good though.
Shassoon lock X foils in attack position.
I think I might know. I wonder if this is why our ship has two names. Because it's actually two ships.
I look around. Jeff, I walk to the entrance of the cargo bay from inside.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if the cargo bay is still there.
Yes, the cargo bay is still there. In
Oh.
fact, it kind of explains the initial queries that you had, that the inside seemed to be much smaller than you would expect of a egg-shaped
Yeah, I
ship.
remember you said that.
Yep.
I was somewhat concerned that with the radical shift from a rounded shape to this shape, our cargo space had all been deserted, but apparently not. Okay, good. We still have our stuff.
It's all good, guys. All good.
Shassoon do good thing.
I just, okay, this seems fine, and I walk back to my room.
Yes. So now the ship also looks like the ship on the map. So
Okay.
it is no longer an egg-shaped ship.
All right.
And
You know the,
yep.
Do I learn anything that you want to tell me now, or do you want to tell me later in my research about the ship and the people and all that?
For the most part, I don't know much about the players themselves and their characters anyway. So
That's
that's
fine.
something that's going to be more like you explore them with your interactions on the ship,
Okay.
or seeing them do stuff sort of off screen away from you. You'll learn more about them, and that would be stuff that you would sort of be able to pick up at that point from.
I guess I
looking
just
into
meant
them.
if there were like any sorts of like bounties or like those types of things out for them is more what I meant.
You can do a culture criminal for bounties.
Okay.
Sedai.hindcore.com.
ship right now.
That is absolutely correct. That's the ship.
What are you looking for? What are you trying to do with it?
Learn stuff.
If you're trying to have a contact, it's probably charisma. Otherwise, it's probably just intelligence.
Okay.
Okay, there. Let's see. You would have to do most of your research from the Freya system, because doing research in drive space doesn't actually work.
Oh,
Right, 'cause
right.
of the internet.
That's true.
Right. There appears to be a bounty on well, you rolled well enough. Why not? On Wararug and you.
Okay. Good. Awesome. Okay.
Wararug's bounty is a mere like 10,000. Yours, We're gonna say I haven't decided, so you hit spike space too fast for me to
'Kay.
decide on one.
That's fine. Okay.
All right. So, are we stopping here then? Is that the plan? What was that?
It seems like it.
Probably as good a time as any.
Okay. Let's see. Any notable? Well, I mean, you didn't actually complete anything.
I completed all my goals.
Right. So
I
you
think I
have
completed my
you
goals, too.
have goal experience. You didn't get any just sort of like group experience for doing stuff yet.
We escaped from the planet with a fugitive carrying a precious artifact. Jeff?
But you haven't
Yeah.
finished that one yet. So
I need 100 experience, Jeff.
I know. No, you need
I
110.
demand 100
You
experience.
need 110. I'm keeping track on my tracker still.
What?
Yeah.
I have exactly 1400.
Yes, and it's actually 1510 to get to the.
I
level
demand
2.
110 experience.
Nate's at 1005 experience, and Nick's at 920 experience.
Yeah, I got some experience. That means I have a very good
And
goal.
where's Megan at?
You're sitting at 5,510.
That is not in alignment with what her sheet says.
Yeah, mine's 5,515.
I think you may have given yourself 5 experience too much for skill checks.
Did you give yourself 5 for that 9 you just rolled?
No. Whatever.
Because
It makes a big difference.
I mean,
5 makes a huge difference.
I only had
I saw 1 this night.
one thing today. What did I cut
Yeah,
points
so
for?
you went from 1 to 2 on skill
Yeah,
checks
but
above
I
10.
got. Yeah, I had
You
one
didn't-
this
you-
week and one last week.
I mean, you
Is
can.
Megan just rubbing in how much experience she has?
I think she's really fighting for
No, I'm trying to understand what happened so that it doesn't happen again. That's all.
10% of
I mean, that's the EXP sheet. So that's how things have.
It's fine. I just don't know what happened.
Did you give me
That's
the
fine.
points for my
close to what
2?
she has.
That number's not accurate. That's what I started with today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no big deal. Fixed.
Okay. What was that, Nate?
Never mind. I agree with your choices.
What?
Nothing. You agree. I agree with your choice. With your addition.
I mean, it's mostly not my edition, so it's.
It's my edition that we're concerned about.
Well, I mean, mine is just a spreadsheet
I
adding.
am
So.
confirming that the XP that you have written down for me is representative of the XP that I think I have deserved.
Right, I got it for 3 of the 4, so we're just gonna say I got it for 4 of the 4. That's how it is.
Fine.
You're way ahead of the game anyway.
But you need to stay on top, though.
Closing in,
She'll
guys.
try.
We've got like half as much as she does.
Poor Nick.
If we combine all of ours together, we're still not even close.
we could combine our powers to be almost 2 characters. Or 1 level 3 character, I guess.
Depends on your class.
Yep. We got this.
It's clear that I need to get some bigger goals.
Well, yeah, but they're a lot harder to make them bigger. I would have adjusted my goals mid-session after I completed some of them. Escape with tree.
Yeah.
One
I feel like that's cheating.
promise that I see any updated goals. So, maybe they'll get lost. Or completed for nothing. Except the ones between sessions. Well, thank you all.